Hello, John.
Hi, Nathan.
Remember that show we were talking about where you give me the chance to champion plumbers and heating engineers?
Yeah, mate, that's what we're all about. It's great tradespeople, tips for homeowners.
Well, I'm now walking down somewhere and I think I found the perfect place.
Amazing. Right, I'll get cracking my end.
Nathan,
Hello, John, you alright?
place looks perfect.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Cup of tea?
Oh, don't mind if I do. So what we chatting about then today?
Well, what I want to do is champion plumbers and heating engineers and good practice.
Yeah.
It's a vital industry and people are out there doing some very, very good work.
Yeah, well, that's what we're all about as well, is just finding really great tradespeople and like shouting about them because there's not enough people doing it. Right, Nathan, you brought this in. What is this? Talk me through it.
Well, this helps illustrate water regulations. This is a dead leg. We talked about dead leg.
Okay.
So what we've got going on, this is a mock-up of maybe someone's main
Okay.
service pipe coming in. You've got your service valve, stop valve, you've got your drain cock, and then you've got your kitchen tap.
Yeah.
Now, out of that kitchen tap comes what we call wholesome water. It's potable drinking water. Wholesome water. That's category 1.
Sounds good to me. So which bit's the dead leg?
This is a dead leg.
So this bit?
Now, if I left a glass of water on that table and said to
Yeah.
you, that's been there for 3 days, would you drink it?
Oh, maybe not, depending how hungover I am.
Same as me. People don't tend to like drinking water that's been there for a long, long time. That's what's happening with the water in this pipe.
Yeah, so that water just sits there and becomes stagnant
Yep.
and
You're
it's
not
not
allowed
wholesome
these things.
anymore.
Cool, good point, good point. What's that tea, do you reckon? What category of water is that?
What do you mean? What, the water in the kettle?
So the water in the kettle, as soon as I put that water in that kettle and switch that on, it changes its temperature. That's category 2.
Okay.
If I was to put ice in that water,
Yeah.
that's category 2. When we get onto category 3 water,
Yeah. How many numbers do we go up
there's
to?
5, so the regulation is
okay.
5.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst ones. A sink is category 5, same as your toilets.
I thought this is clean, wholesome water.
But what about if I put the plug in and then you filled that water up? The water in there is category 5. What do people do at sinks? Or what could they possibly
wash their
do?
hands, wash their dishes.
Wash their hands, wash their dishes.
Yeah.
Do people prepare meat, raw meat?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why sinks are category 5.
Yeah.
Same as your toilets would be. Basins, showers, baths, category 3.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, you're not washing your meat, hopefully, in a bath.
No.
That sounded bad.
I wash other things in the bath.
All right, so we've got 5 categories of water.
Yeah.
And it's about protecting the consumer from risk of contamination. So I used to do this all the time, really. Someone might have had a dishwasher.
Yeah.
And they want to get rid of it, and so you take that out, chop it off.
Don't know why you get rid of a dishwasher.
No, yeah. So we've got water now sitting in this.
Okay.
Okay. The water, when I turn that tap on, water flows and comes out. But you've now got water sitting in this all the time.
Yeah, and that doesn't go. That doesn't feed into.
No, don't go
it never
anywhere.
refreshes or anything.
Yeah, and that's why we call it a dead leg. And they're not allowed.
Why is that? What happens? So the water becomes stagnant.
Stagnate. There can be biofilms growing here. It can cause bacterial growth.
So what do we need to do to?
So ideally, you would chop that whole tea out and couple in a new piece of pipe.
Right. So that needs to be got rid of completely. And this is quite a common thing, is it?
Yeah. So this is something I did all the time.
Well, okay.
And when you learn about the water regulations are quite new. So there's a lot of plumbers out there doing some really, really great stuff. Probably still doing this because our industry hasn't been really, really great at getting that information out about the water regs.
Yeah.
So this is just a simple thing that they'd now know. So yeah, chop out all your dead legs.
So basically, if I'm in my house, there's a bit of pipe going nowhere. That might be a dead leg. I might need to get a plumber to come in and have a look at it.
There's going to be lots of dead legs around everywhere.
Well, let's get rid of them.
I mean, this is mainly to sort of highlight how complex our industry is. There's a lot of regulations, and they are kind of new, and people are now sort of learning what good practice is.
Yeah.
And one of the things we really want to do is try and help the engineer as much as well to learn some stuff.
Yeah.
Try and engage the consumer, educate the consumer as well.
Right, so we're chatting about this quiz that you've been doing. Tell me a bit about that. You do it on the phone, don't you?
I wanted to basically engage loads of engineers, make it fun, maybe engage consumers, because you did it as well.
Yeah, I did.
It's a multiple choice. It's very easy to get wrong. There's all fingers and thumbs. No, it's not easy. But what we hope to do is, the big skill in my trade, in our trade, is the knowledge. The knowledge electricians, plumbers and heating engineers have to know is astronomical. We're not just about cutting pipes, the knowledge is incredible.
So you've sent this out to your network?
Sent it out to a small community, and then we're just going to hope it gets bigger and bigger. And I've told everyone to use a username with their region or county that they're from. Yeah. And so we can just have a little bit of fun about seeing which region is headed. So it's very engaging.
The top 5 are all very close.
Where were the top 5 from?
4 from Birmingham, 1's from Norfolk.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, right.
I was testing it. So and I think it'll be good if consumers go on it, because they'll be able to say, crikey, the knowledge that they have to know. And this is one of our skills.
Yeah, I got like half the points available, and most of that was blind luck.
You can go back and redo it to try and get a better score. Apparently, I didn't know how to do that.
That's cheating though, really.
Well, is it? Because it's actually reinforcing your learning. So you've got people now going back and thinking, oh yeah, I know that question now, I know that one. Because I'm putting questions in there that not everyone will know.
So people are going to find this quiz, you're going to pin it to the top of your tweets, aren't you? So
yeah, I'm going to pin it in my Twitter account, so people can find it. I'm going to try and do it regularly, maybe a Monday evening, maybe a Wednesday evening, and just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. And we'll put the details in the video description and all that jazz.
Definitely.
Right, so you've got some guests coming in to have a chat with you. Right?
Yeah, got some very important people, but go and see them.
All right, I'm just going to sit here and eat pastries and stuff.
How you doing, guys?
Fine, mate.
Yeah, good, thanks.
So what we're going to talk about this weekend, Rob?
I think we need to talk about heat loss and heat loss calculations in buildings. Yep. And that's whatever size of building. I think we've got a big problem in this country in the fact that around 90% of boilers are oversized for the tasks that they need to do. We have a problem with when boilers are oversized, which is called boiler cycling. The problem with that is that once a boiler reaches temperature, it can't then dump its heat quick enough from its heat exchanger. And so what happens is it just turns on and off all the time. Yep. And if you liken that to something like a big truck on the M25 motorway or something like that stuck in very heavy traffic, stop, start for a few hours, it's using gallons and gallons of unnecessary fuel, plus the fact it's emitting unnecessary emissions into the environment, et cetera, et cetera. So you can see it's a big, big problem.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you know whether your boiler is oversized or not? You rely at the moment on a professional to give you advice. Mm-hmm. Now, unfortunately, within the industry, we've become a little bit complacent, and we have what I can only describe as guesswork. Would you say that's about right?
Rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb.
I would say, I think we recognise that a lot of boilers going in properties are oversized because they're replaced on the basis of what was there before, rather than a heat loss calculation done.
What size boilers are going in then at the moment, do you reckon?
24 is probably average. 30 kilowatt.
30 kilowatt combi, I think, is the most popular.
Certainly with domestic properties, the actual heat loss or the specified boilers from engineers is generally about 2 or 3 times over the size that it actually needs to be.
And this is causing a big environmental
This is causing a big environmental problem. It's causing a big fiscal problem for people when they're on their initial purchase.
And this is what you do. This is what your company does, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what's it called?
It's called heat-engineer.com.
And anyone can go on that?
Anyone can go on that. You can buy one-off surveys. You can become a sole trader. You can become a medium-sized organisation or a large-sized organisation. It will do anything from a tiny one or studio flat right the way up to a...
So that gives a heat loss calculation. And then does the consumer get anything? The customer get anything?
Yeah, the customer will get a full report.
So they get an actual report?
They get an actual report which is fully guaranteed and insured.
Brilliant.
And they can just purchase a one-off survey. They can do their own measurements of their rooms, windows, etc., etc. They can send that report to heatengineer.com, and then we can actually finish that survey for them.
So this makes sense. Once they've got that report, then an engineer can come around and even have a look at that report and say, right, that's what you need, that's what we'll do.
Absolutely. And also, what the other point then is, once they've got that report, they can then get like-for-like quotations of any work that they need, as opposed to one person saying that, etc., etc. So.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, the quotations.
It's the advice we give end users. So we get calls directly into the business from consumers who are looking for guidance on the boiler that they should buy.
Yeah.
And our recommendation is you need to talk to an installer. He needs to do a heat loss calculation, and then you...
So Wiesman's actually advise that, do they? That's
yes,
brilliant.
we do,
Yeah,
as best practice.
Yeah. Are they hard to carry out, Rob? So can the average engineer?
No, if you can use a tape measure, you can do a heat loss report. It's as simple as that.
So this is a no-brainer then, really, isn't it?
Well, it's if you want to save money.
If the consumer wants to save money, and obviously there's people very concerned about the environment, this kind of just has to be done now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we need to sort of get to a situation then maybe where boilers, would you agree with this, Dan, where boilers have to start becoming smaller again?
Yeah, we do. We are market driven, as Rob correctly said. So the majority of our range goes from 19 to 35 kilowatts, and we do have some smaller output boilers either in our European range or within the UK range. So we do have boilers at the 11 to 13 kilowatt maximum heat output level, but the majority of our range is at a higher level. And it is possible though to range rate boilers. So you can put the boiler in and on the central heating side reduce its maximum heat output.
So as a consumer, what would I do? If as a consumer watching this, what would I now be thinking? Should I be looking up for small boilers? Should I be going onto your website, Rob, and getting a survey, at least getting a survey done maybe, and seeing what I actually do need?
Well, there's no substitute. There's no substitute for professional advice, and you know, we would never state otherwise. What we are saying is that how do you know whether what you're being quoted, any size of building, doesn't matter, it will accurately calculate it out?
The market's very price-led because people don't really know what represents good value. So how can an end user tell the difference between one quote and another when they don't understand what each of the items mean? And some installers are really good at explaining that.
Heat loss, if for argument's sake you have, heat loss is measured in what is called U values. So if you've got an older property like mine's built in 1901 or something like that, so it's 9-inch solid brickwork, you've got a U value of about 2.85. Now that means it loses heat at a much, much quicker rate than it would do if that U value was lower. So the lower the U value, the better insulated the building is.
The tanks now, they're not the copper cylinders with the old jacket on. They're actually properly insulated tanks that don't lose energy. So for me, for hot water comfort, I would always have a boiler and a cylinder, and then I can reduce the boiler output and I can run much more efficiently.
Yeah, I think the modern technology is great. The efficiencies are definitely there, there's no doubt about it, but then it's the question of efficiencies and what, I mean, the QE2 is probably quite efficient now, but you wouldn't want it to go around your little boating lake, would you? That's the point. Yeah. That's a silly little analogy, but why not? That's the way I think that it's gone, and people are kind of, they've got under this mentality that, well, it's a bigger car, so it must be faster or it must be better. Boilers are not like that, and we know that, and that's the issue that I think people have to get out of their mindset. If you want to, if you care about the environment, if you care about saving money, then get it set up, get it sized correctly. For the sake of what it takes to get a heat loss calculation done, get it done and win. Everybody wins.
Thanks, lads. It's been really, really great talking to you about this subject, a very important subject. I've now got something for you to try out, a little game.
Welcome, lads. Into the lion's den we go.
Okay. Right, we've got a part 2 diaphragm float valve. The quickest one to reassemble it and then put you up on the chart with your fastest time. Good luck.
Okay. So when?
Ready, steady, go. Rob's doing well. He's gone for the end first. 2 back nuts are on. Dan's gone for the diaphragm first.
Always go for the diaphragm first, mate.
Who says that?
I don't know what they are.
Why do you want to go for the diaphragm first?
Diaphragm push rod's going to go in. Here we go. Oh. So what's going to be Rob? Have you got that timer ready, John?
Well done.
That was good.
I picked the wrong side.
Don't worry, no pressure.
Thanks.
No one's watching.
No, it's a high pressure one though.
I think you have to be a plumber to do this.
It's all about the effort.
Nearly there.
Second back nut going on.
Nothing wrong with a thorough job.
No.
There we go. All right.
Well done, lads.
Rob. We have got Rob on 28.95, and we've got Darren on 117.
Well done,
77. All right, there we go. First 2 on the board.
Great.
Right, well, I think it's only fair that we have a go
on
at this, even though it's not that fair because I don't think I've ever seen one of these in my life.
Shall I time it?
That made 2 of us.
Yeah, please,
Okay.
Rob.
Right. Are you ready, boys? On your marks?
Yeah.
Get set, go.
Am I beating you?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do a retake if I sort this up.
That improved.
Oh, right, yeah. Ah! I was winning.
That's the hard bit.
Don't worry, John, no one's watching.
35 minutes, 18 seconds.
Come on! Right.
There's it.
Hey,
Yes.
on the table. Done, stop.
Right, well, I think that's to be expected. That's to be expected. It was a strong start.
I wasn't happy with mine.
Were you not?
No.
Well, I mean, you're not top, mate, but it's not too bad. 43, 35. Oh, I might have to extend this building, lads. We're on 35, 67
Well
for
done.
John. Right, there we go.
Brilliant.
First one's on the board.
So I hope you enjoyed the show. I'd like to thank Rob. I'd like to thank Darren. If you've got any ideas for any topics, please leave a comment with John at Rated People. That link will come up on the screen. Thank you very much for watching.